Hello, everyone. Welcome to Ilian and the Magic Box. Today on our show, we are going to have Mike. Mike is from Canada. So let's see what Mike has to say. Enjoy the interview. So, hello, Mike. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Very well. Thanks so much for taking the time today for the interview. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
So, tell me, how's your weekend going so far?
It's been good. It's been busy, but it's been very good. How about yourself?
Great. It's been a great weekend. So, tell me, what has been the highlight of your weekend so far?
Wow. What is the highlight? We got a new cat added to the family, so we've been introducing her to our dog.
Sweet.
So it's been a lot of fun.
What's the name of your cat?
Our cat is Evie.
Evie.
Yes.
Oh, sweet. And your dog? What's the name of your dog?
Lexi. She's a little older, so they're cohabitating, but she hasn't
Oh,
quite figured her out yet.
sweet, very sweet. And where are you from, Mike?
I'm in Canada. I'm in Western Canada.
Where's about?
In Saskatchewan.
Hmm. So it's closer to Toronto, to Montreal, or it's
No, actually west, closer to BC. We're kind of in the Midwest, above North Dakota in the United States.
I see. So tell me something interesting about your hometown, something that stands out compared with other places in Canada.
Um, well, I wasn't born here. I was born in Ontario, which isn't very far from, but the city I was born in isn't very far from Toronto. So I
Okay,
moved out here in 2010. And
okay.
it's a very different way of life out here. Prairie land, a lot of farmland, pretty flat, not a lot of trees or hills. You can see for miles on a nice day. The skies are beautiful out here. They talked about it, but until you see it yourself, it's kind of cool to see.
Amazing. And what do you do for work, for living, Mike?
I do two things actually. My regular job every day is I work with a construction company that
Okay,
works on roadways and
okay.
repairs roads and sidewalks. And then on my fun side of that, I'm also a screenwriter.
Wow. My God, I can see some pictures around you in the wall. It says everything.
This is my my writing corner, so I pull a lot of inspiration from my posters and pictures, and yeah, it's been good.
So tell me, let's start the interview talking about your journey as a screenwriter. So tell me how
Yeah.
everything started.
Yeah, I've told this story probably a couple times before, but my screenwriting journey has been a little bit different, and that's what I do love about screenwriting is everybody's journey is quite a bit different in how they got through this, so or got into this in the first place. So for me, it was during COVID. We were pretty much locked down and stuck in our houses and couldn't leave for a lot. So I've always been interested and fascinated by writing, and I had some stories in my head, and my wife encouraged me. It's like, Mike, you've got time. Now's the time. We can't really do anything. We can't go anywhere. So start writing. And so I really didn't know how to do it or what format to put it in. And I was like, how do I do this? And she's like, well, why don't you take some classes? Like you can do it online now. And so I
Oh,
took some university classes for Jesus, first time I was in school for years, and did really well, and it just flourished from there. So I just started getting all those stories that were stuck in my brain out for years, and it's been a lot of fun.
I love those moments when somehow, something lights up in your, so, oh my God, I need to explore that. And when you have the
Right.
support of a loved one that, pushes you for that, it makes perfect because it's just meant to be this way. And you start exploring, start to learn, you start to get more into it. And one point you're like, my God, I'm
Right.
doing something that's meant to be doing.
Yeah, and something as horrible as COVID was, and devastating as it was to a lot of people, something good came out of that for me. So it was definitely a journey.
Totally amazing. Okay, Mike. So during the interview, I'm going to explore a bit more about your life and also about your journey.
Okay.
Okay. But before we start our journey, within the Magic Box, I would like you to tell me something interesting about yourself, or maybe something that not many people know about you.
Oh, I feel like since I started writing, most people are starting to figure out what I'm all about. um, what's something that people wouldn't know about me? Geez, that's a good one. I can draw. I don't draw too often, and haven't in many, many years. But I don't have a lot of. It's funny. I don't have a lot of creativity for drawing.
Uh,
So if somebody asked me to draw something, I can do it. I just don't. I don't. I can't think about how to do that, which is funny because I write, and that's where my creativity comes from. But if somebody showed me a picture of something, I could pretty much draw it. But again, I just lack the creativity to draw something myself. But yeah,
Amazing, very good. Are you ready to go on a beautiful journey through memories in life and share your point of views?
perfect.
Amazing. Welcome to William, the Magic Box. So I have here my best friend. Random questions. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to play a song just first to relax before the first question, okay?
Okay.
Let's do it. Okay, before I start the interview, during the journey, if it comes up a question that you don't want to talk about or you don't want to answer, obviously can change, okay?
Yeah, no problem.
Amazing. First question is, tell us about one of the kindest situation you have witnessed in your life.
Whoa, the kindest situation. I mean, I feel like there's a lot of the opposite of that. And I feel like when you're searching for it, you'll find it. I've had a lot of really kind moments in my life, especially during my screenwriting journey. Just having people speak well about you when you're not in the room. I feel like those are huge, huge wins. And there's nothing better than seeing somebody help somebody when they're starting out a journey, because in the film industry there's a lot of negativity, and there's a lot of people that will kind of push you down a little bit. So knowing that there's people out there that are really supportive and really trying to help you win as much as they're trying to win, it's just really nice, because it was very overwhelming to get into that world, and it still is, even though I've been in it for quite a few years now, going on to my sixth year. So again, it's I've had some really good moments where people have said my name in some really great circles and have really benefited from that, and it means the world. And for me, writing, I've been writing, but most people don't. Not everybody that I know reads. They can read, they just don't. So they'd rather go watch a movie. And so for me, the journey has always been to get my writing on screen. And so I just recently did my first fundraising, because I teamed up with an awesome team that's going to put it on screen. And the amount of friends and family and people in the industry that came out and supported it, got it over the line. And that was a pretty heartwarming situation to know that, when push comes to shove, people want to see your dreams come true. So that was pretty cool.
Amazing. And I think being kind, it's something so simple that
It is, for
when you're
sure.
when you're kind to someone, trust me, this kindness will back to you in such a bigger proportion. So I think sometimes it doesn't cost a lot. Sometimes it can be something very simple,
Right.
and it changes somebody's days for sure. Sometimes, yeah.
Yes, agreed.
Next question. Let's do it. Hey, Mike from Canada. Next question is, what makes you the saddest?
Oh, the saddest. Ooh, that's a good question. You're hitting me with good ones. What makes me the saddest? Um, when people aren't kind. Like and not to go back to it, but the reality is that there's a lot of heavy things going on in the world, and there's a lot of unkindness. And so, that's the stuff that really hurts. And when people say things that aren't accurate or aren't true, and I feel like if people were more inquisitive, and asked more questions and got to know people more, I feel like they would understand before jumping to conclusions. So I think that's what makes me the most sad is that people will get upset without really
Wow.
knowing what's going on. So for me, I always try to take a minute to put myself in the person's shoes. Why are they upset? What's the concern? Before I jump to conclusions, because they could be saying some pretty horrible things. So I think that's what makes me sad.
And the opposite of the question, what makes you the happiest?
Oh, geez, a lot of things do. Family, friends, support. There's so many things that make me happy. Life in itself. I mean, there's a lot of bad, and it's important on how we, basically respond to that. So even in bad situations, great things can happen. So I always try to keep focused when you get a misstep of what can we do going forward to make sure that we're heading in a good direction.
Tell me a person in your family or in your life that when you are feeling the greatest, this person comes to your mind for you to share with the news. You said, my God, I need to share that. At the same time as well, when you're feeling the lowest for some reason, you feel like, you know what, I need to share that moment with this person as well. Who comes to your mind?
Yeah, I mean, first and foremost, my wife, she's pretty much my rock. So,
Oh,
I want her to know all the great things and I want her to know all the horrible things and the sad moments. I think it's important. She's got a really good view on, how to treat things and she kind of centers me when it comes to that. Her world is human resources, so she's used to being in the world of
okay.
trying to resolve and step forward, and she's a really great sounding board for those kind of things.
Okay, so your wife, she's watching this interview right now and you have a moment, an opportunity to send her a message. What would you say? She's watching.
I thank you. Thank you for being who you are and for motivating me and supporting me and helping me with my dream. That's been key.
Oh, sweet. Tell me how your path crossed for the first time, if you can share.
Actually, it was through work. In my regular life, I ended up having to support another portion of the company and met her through that,
Wow.
and stayed in touch for years. And then our paths crossed again, and the ideal situation and moments, and we got together and started a family. So it was great.
Oh, sweet, super sweet. Next question, let's do it. Okay, before the next question, what's the biggest joy of being a screenwriter? What do you like the most about it? And also, of course, there's always a flip side as well. What do you find most challenging about the career?
The most enjoyment, just knowing that there's people that like your work. It's when you're writing it, it's very lonely. It's very solo. You're trying to get what's up here onto paper, and it's very daunting. I always double think the situation. I overthink often that, are people going to like it? Is it going to land? But ultimately, somebody told me once, you got to make it for you to begin with. And
Mhm.
as long as it's good for you, then you've done the right thing. And what I just found amazing is that there's other people that like the same thing and they're into my work. So, finding your audience is really big. So I think that's been huge. Been able to get some accolades over the years with my work too, which also helps. Um, but again, with that, the opposite side is sometimes people don't like your work and sometimes you don't win awards. And I know it's not about the awards, but the accolades are nice. It's nice to say, hey, somebody else, a group of people thought this was also pretty cool. So every once in a while, more often than I'd like to admit, but you do get the letters back from festivals saying, sorry, this really isn't what we're looking for. And, appreciate the efforts. And it's, you kind of, the Dear John letter makes it a little bit tough to read at times, but and then in the same breath you get a festival that's like, this is amazing, you're a
Yeah,
finalist in our festival and we would like you to come and attend. And it's like this, that's awesome. So with everything great, you're also going to get the bad, and you just got to roll with the punches. But I got a lot of bad when I started, and I think I needed to hear that. It really helped
totally.
tune the
Yeah,
craft and get me to a place where I could be successful, which was great.
totally. I think those negative letters, not even negative. They are challenge letters, but they need this part
Right.
of it. Imagine if it would be just flowers, beautiful,
Right.
things. You wouldn't
Right.
learn. You wouldn't challenge yourself, and your ego
Right.
wouldn't learn as well. So I think it's great. We need those moments to. It's all part of the journey. You know what I mean? It's all
Right.
part of it. I think they are really necessary. I know it's hard to take it, of course.
For
However,
sure.
when you look back and go like, you know what, they are necessary, and you feel grateful for those moments for sure.
Agreed. Agreed.
Next question is, who is a celebrity you admire and why?
Ooh, a celebrity. Holy, that's tough. That's tough because I feel like celebrities, we don't really know them as people. We
Yeah,
see the persona, we see their work and we like there's a lot of celebrities I admire their work, but I don't really know them as a person. And sometimes you admire somebody's work and them as a person, and then you find out they've done horrible things.
yeah,
And then it really sets the tone. So for me, I don't know if there's one specifically. When it comes to actors, I really love Harrison Ford. I feel like
wow.
he's put out a really great catalog of films and seems like a really great person.
Hmm.
When you see him get interviewed, and his television series Shrinking is fantastic, and he's very good in that. So I really love his work. Yeah, I don't know if I could pick one. I admire so many, and I'm covered by a lot of them, and I've been lucky enough over my years to meet a lot of them and get to tell them how I feel about their work, which is
Wow.
fantastic. And that's important for me. And I mean, sometimes they tell you don't meet your heroes, but in the same breath, I feel like I've had a lot of positive interactions with meeting heroes, and
Wow.
again, I'm surrounded by a lot of that. So.
Amazing. What's the biggest joy of being Mike? What do you like the most about being you?
Ah, it's not always joy, but the joy side of it um, is being able to create. It's
Hmm.
fun. I try not to take it too seriously, but in the same breath, I've got some ideas and some stories to tell, and I feel like it's important for me to continue on that journey. So as long as I still have things to create and continue with and stories to tell, I will. And I feel like I'm full of them, so I've got lots to go. But that brings a lot of joy. But I mean, being a parent and being a husband is also very joyful. And a lot of the best moments I've had in life have been in those moments.
What's the most meaningful lesson you've learned from your kids so far?
Ooh, from my kid, patience, and I'm not one for patience. I've got very short patience, but he rolls with it a little differently and makes me
Oh,
laugh. He's an adult, so he's in his 20s. So for
wow.
me, I've
Got a
learned a
20,
lot.
you've got a 20-year-old son. I would never
He'll be
tell.
he'll be 22 in another month, so
Oh my
less than
God,
a
Mike,
month.
I could never
Yeah.
tell. Look at you. My God, I could never tell that you have a 22-year-old son.
Thank you. I'll take that. I'll take
Oh
that.
my
You don't
God, that's
Do I have a
amazing. And
filter on or something? No. Okay.
when I say kids, I thought I was expecting like a little boy, like 2-year-old or something. 22-year-old. Oh my God,
I do. I do.
amazing.
And you know
Wow.
what? I've learned so much through that process. And I mean, it's cool. I have a friend now. It's like you have as a parent, you have a child, and then
Wow.
eventually you hope that they want to be around you, and they become the person that you're hoping they become. And it's just cool to see the evolution and the growth. And I've
Wow.
got a built-in friend for life, so it's awesome.
Tell me a message in private about the secret of the youth. Okay, I want to know the secret.
Maybe laughter, I think. Maybe
Oh
I've
my
been trying to
God.
laugh my entire life and not take
Wow.
things too seriously. I mean, I'm losing hair and turning gray, so it is what it is. It has its downsides, but
Wow. Amazing. 3 questions left. So let's do it.
awesome.
Okay, Mike. Next question is, what's the soundtrack of your life and why?
Ooh, that's a question. Soundtrack of my life. It's going to be very eclectic. I listen to a lot of different music, and you know what? I feel like, and this really comes back to my writing as well. I feel like my writing is very driven by music. I hear music and I
Yeah.
see visuals from that. everybody's got those songs that just bring them back to memories in their life. And for me, it's been all over the place. I listen to funny music, and I listen to loud music, and I listen to joyous music and happy songs. And but then in the same breath, I'll have a song that's all about hate, and I'll enjoy it just as much. And I think it really just yeah, my soundtrack's going to be different. People would go, I don't know if I'd put that song on there, but it would be on there for a reason. Everybody's got their ups, their downs, and I think music plays into that. And I've got favorite artists and favorite songs, but I think it changes depending on your mood.
Yeah. Totally, and I think music moves us. Even for you, my God, being a writer, imagine having music in your background. I'm sure you go, into it, and I think music moves. That's why I have music on the show and I play music here, like from my childhood. That brings me these great, vibes, and I love it. I'm doing the show, and I have this dance in between because I just play the music, and it keeps me fresh and enjoying it, and I love it. I think music, there's a power with music that's even when you're feeling the lowest, it feels great for you to have those melancholic songs. It doesn't go away your pain, however it feels good, it feels great.
Oh yeah, sometimes a certain song will come on and it just floors you, brings you to a moment in life where maybe you're at your lowest, and the opposite. Sometimes a song comes on and just energizes you, and I think it's very important. People that don't listen to music, it doesn't compute for me. Music is in everything I do every day. Every day to work, I listen to music. Every day home, I listen to music. When I'm writing, I listen to music. Like it's an everyday thing for me.
Amazing. 2 questions left. Let's do it. Okay, next question for you is, if you had the superpower of trading place with a family member for any reason for 24 hours, who that would be and why? Just to maybe to see the way they think or the way they act, or to understand more a bit about themselves, or just to have the curiosity of being their skin for 24 hours.
Wow, that would be a toss-up, because I would love to do that with my son, just so that I could see what that generation goes through, because I think he's had a very different life than I did at that age, and growing up with the internet and with the pressures and the world the way it is. So that would definitely be a piece of that. The other one is my wife, so that I can understand why I'm annoying sometimes.
You say half of the day, half of 24 hours.
Right, right. Exactly. It's like, wow, she is right. I am kind of annoying today.
Amazing. Actually, when I was checking your profile, and I saw there dads and husbands, one of the first things in your profile, and I was like,
it's important. It's very important.
Yeah, it's amazing to have those, you as a father, and also having your wife, your other half, like navigating through life with you and supporting you. I think in the end of the day, is go down to our roots, our family, and it makes a difference have them around, for sure.
Right. I appreciate it.
What's the meaning of life for you, Mike, when you think about life?
Oh, that's a big one. I want to be, somebody that's remembered. And at the end of the day, even if it's little, if it's minor, if I help somebody in some way, that would be great. I know it's not all going to be great, because we all make side steps and back steps along life. And for me, I think it's important to just be a decent person, and really just be someone that help motivate, help support, and help bring people up. I mean, there's a lot of hate in the world, and there's a lot of tough stuff that everybody's dealing with. And I think, you can't help everybody, but you'd like to be able to support and help that. And some of that's just by even speaking positively and really just trying to drive that home. So I think that's a bit of my legacy, and what I hope that, people are happy when I'm gone, but for other reasons, that, it's like all the love and support that I brought, I would like to think that made a difference.
And what will be the title of your memoir one day?
Wow. I don't know what it would be called. It'll be something like, If You Only Knew What Was in This Brain.
Good one.
I feel like there's just so much going on in all aspects that I think people would be like amazed at the stuff that crosses my mind. Sometimes when I write something, my wife typically will be the first one to read it, or my son.
Uh-huh.
And they, sometimes my wife will go like, "Where did that come from? Like, how did you think of that?" And it's like, I honestly don't know. I just,
Wow.
and I feel like most of my writing is there's a little piece that's autobiographical, but there's a chunk of it that's just
Mhm.
from things I've seen or witnessed or been a part of or people I've met. And it's just, you kind of pull from that. So again, and it's stories that I just want to see. So ultimately, I write for that reason. But yeah, so that would be my biography.
Last question, ready?
Perfect.
Last one, let's do it. Okay, before the last question, tell me a moment in your career as a screenwriter that so far you're gonna go like, you know what? I will always remember this moment. Could be anything. What comes to your mind?
Ooh, ooh. Yeah, that's tough. There's been so many great moments. Honestly, I've had situations where famous people in the industry have come to meet me because they've heard of my work, and I thought that
Well,
was pretty cool. And people that I admire, which I think is like just mind blowing that somebody out there could be like, "Oh, I've heard about you and I've heard about your work," and that's been awesome. And you know, like I said earlier, we're in the middle of getting a screenplay made onto film. That's been pretty awesome. Finding the right people that have the same mindset of the work and wanting to see it get made. That's been pretty mind blowing. And the people that I've admired in the industry that have jumped on board to help get it made
well,
has just been it's floored me. So I've had a lot of really great moments. And just the festivals, the friends I've met, and I mean I've met some now longtime friends with this program and this adventure, and my wife even jokes that I have like a whole nother set of friends that she's like never met through screenwriting. And it's just really cool. It's neat. It's really fun to be in an environment with other people that are creating and supportive and want to see you win just as much as they want to win, because everybody's in the same game,
totally.
trying to get their work seen and
Yeah.
admired, and hopefully it matters at the end of the day. And just the fact that it's happening has floored me. I mean, I go to my regular job, and I've got it's a pretty regular job, pretty regular gig. And sometimes employees that work with me will be like, "Hey, I heard you're writing. Like, how's that going?" And it's like a whole nother life. And it's just kind of
Wow.
neat to see, I'll go to a festival and feel like a bit of a celebrity. And then I'll go back to my regular job where people are yelling at me and I'm not that special. So again, it definitely keeps me grounded.
Sweet. I love it. Last question is, do you know anyone who is living their life to the fullest?
Yeah. I don't know if anybody is, to be honest. I
Mhm.
feel like that's something we all take for granted, and you just don't know when that day comes. So it comes quick for some, and it lasts a long time. But I've said this before, but the one thing we all don't have enough of is time. And I feel like we all maybe take for granted just how much we have and don't have. So I don't know if anybody's fully living their the best life. I
Right.
would like to think there's people out there. I saw a funny quote the other day from John Barenthal, the actor that plays in the new Punisher, and he's been in a lot of great work. But he was talking about how he doesn't something to the effect of he doesn't understand people that take naps. And he's like, nobody's got time for that, And it's like, it made me laugh because I was like, hey, I like a good nap, but he's not wrong. I mean, we don't have a lot of time on this earth. It's like, his comment was, shouldn't you be doing something? Like there's something that you could be doing instead of napping. And
I
I
love that.
laugh because it's so true. It's like,
So
but I
true.
am a napper. I'll take one if I need one and love every second of it. But you know what? We don't have enough time. So I
Totally.
think that we gotta make more time for that. So I don't know if there's any like I have a lot of friends and family that are very close, and I'd like to think most of them are living their best life. But honestly, I don't know if any of us are truly. So it's really just trying to make the best of the time we have and do the things we want to do. Life is far too short.
Beautiful. Love it. Right, so on the Diet, let's play now the word association game, okay? So I'm going to say some words. Just tell one word that comes to your mind. Quick thinking, okay?
Okay.
Let's go for family.
Family. Everything.
Money.
Important, but isn't everything.
Fear.
Fear. Fear. What's a good word for fear? Exciting. I mean,
Life.
the scariest moments we deal with are so exciting.
Life.
Short.
Love.
Amazing.
Religion.
Messy.
Sex.
Awesome.
Politics.
Messier.
Then sex or then religion? I'm joking.
Religion. Yes. They're both very messy. Very messy.
Friendship.
Important.
Desire.
That's a tough one. Desire. I think it's key. I think it's important to have desire, whether you desire to be more or desire to have more or do more in life. I think that that's very key.
Regret.
Nonsense. At the end of the day, you can regret, but you don't need to look back. You gotta motivate and move forward. You're gonna make back steps. I think it's important, but I think you gotta forget it.
It's okay to go there, but don't stare. Somebody told me that.
Don't stay there. That's right. Don't have a drink. You can go back to it for a quick moment, think about it, and move on.
A lovely lady here on the show, she said the same. She said her dad told her once, it's okay to go to those times that you wasn't feeling great or you bring those nostalgia, but don't stare. Don't stay there. Go and back straight away. Right. Just go there for a minute and go back.
And really, even if that minute is just for the learning of it, because I think every bad step or a bad moment had a learning out of it. So as long as you pulled something from that and learned, I think it's well earned.
Totally. One word for wish.
Wish. Life. I think everybody's got to have wishes. I mean, I think it's important to have them. It's part of life.
One word for happiness.
Smile.
Nice one. One word for screenwriter.
Chaos.
In your mind, there are a lot of like chaos everywhere.
Yes. It's funny. People that know me are like, how do you do that? And I'm like, I don't know. It's chaotic.
And the last one now, Canada, one word.
Canada, cold.
Really?
But you know what? The other word is home. It's home. I mean, I don't know if I want it any other way. But yeah, it gets cold here in the winter, and that's when we try to find a warmer place to kind of turn to.
My best friend, he lives in Montreal, in Canada. So I go every year to visit my godson, my 6-year godson. And I love Canada. I love being there.
Yeah, Montreal is beautiful. I love it there. Great.
Yeah.
I spent a lot of time there in my teenage years, for sure.
Yeah, beautiful. Right, it's not the end yet. Actually, let's pretend I'm going to meet your wife for a coffee, and I'm going to ask her, define Mike in one positive and one negative word only. What should say about you?
Positive. I'm funny. I think she'd say I'm pretty funny, and I think that's something that she enjoys, because life can be pretty sorry for swearing. It can be pretty tough. And I think trying to find a fun spin on that and stay positive is important. I think she'd say that's funny. One negative, she would probably say I'm annoying. And sometimes I think my joy can be a bit annoying, but I'm also, when I'm mad, and I can be annoying too. So I know that I have a pretty short fuse when it comes to patience and frustrations. So I think that would be what she would turn to for sure.
And if I ask the same question to your son, would be the same answer?
Probably not. I would hope that the answer would be inspiring. I'd like to
Okay.
think that the wisdom I've given over the years has been something that's landed with him. I know sometimes I feel like it doesn't, and you got to repeat yourself a bunch. But I think for him, yeah, I do need to show. Um, I with him, I need to show more empathy, and I think it's tough because I haven't lived life through his lens, and I think there's
Yeah.
times where you know he had a tough day at work one day, and he came in the door kind of just frustrated, and I said, "How was your day?" My wife and I were on the couch. We were like, "How was your day?" And he's like, "Ah, it was crappy." And we're like, "What's going on?" And he told us, and it really wasn't in the grand scheme of things something that we would think is terrible. Like this is just working for a living. You're gonna have days like that. So we both kind of laughed, and it was like the wrong way to answer to that
Oh,
situation. And he said, and I'll never forget this. He said, "Listen, I understand that sympathy isn't going to be easy to come by, but empathy would be nice." And it was
wow, you
like,
deserve it. You deserve to hear
right,
that.
right. It was just like, ugh. And my wife and I just stopped, and we were like,
No
you know what,
reply.
you're right, like 100%. We can
Beautiful.
understand that days like that are going to be tough. So I think that's where that word would come.
That's what we learn with children. We always learn something with them. I mean, I say children, but
100%.
as said, you're always
Right?
going to be your child. You know what I mean? So you
Yeah.
always learn something for sure.
Yeah.
Right.
Agreed.
Let's play now, Mike, in the magic box, and you can ask me a question. Hey, Mike, you can ask me a question now.
Wow, I have so many. Let's go fun. If you were to have a superpower today, what would your superpower be? What would be
Oh
the
my,
one thing you would want?
wow. Okay, I'm gonna answer this. Can I answer two ways? Yeah, I'm gonna
Yes.
answer in a funny one, not funny one, like the most, let's say, desired one, and the other one more a bit more serious. So I'm gonna
Yeah.
go for
For sure.
the most easy one. I would love to go around the world. Imagine if you could actually imagine if you could if one of the superpower I would love to have is if I could travel anywhere in the world and I could speak every language that it exists. Imagine how
Nice.
amazing. Imagine it,
I
even
love
though
that because I'm so blown away by people that can speak multiple
can
languages.
you
Like
imagine
it
not
is
just that,
unbelievable.
not just that, but for example, sometimes you can learn a language and you can master it, you can understand, but there's always some slangs or some way of talking that just you to be a native that can understand that. So for
Right.
me to be able to understand all of that, I think that would be a good superpower. Oh my God, I'd love that. And a more serious one, I would love to, if I had a superpower, to go around the world and touching every head of every closed-minded people to open their minds. I think that would
Love
be
it.
amazing. I would love that because imagine all of us, we have our taboos, include myself, include you, all we have things that we don't understand sometimes. However,
Right.
if you respect, if you see, if you understand, or try to understand, or try to be more open-minded, it's a big difference. So if I had the superpower of going around and touching some people's head just to open their minds, to be more approachable, more understanding, I think
Right.
would be in a better place. Yeah, for
I
sure.
love that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Agreed.
amazing. Did you enjoy the interview?
I did. I love it. Thank you so much. I can't thank you enough for reaching out.
Thanks, Mike. Thanks for taking the time. I love your vibe. I love the way you are so passionate about your work, about your life, and about your family as well. I think it's amazing. I love to have passionate people here on the show sharing their memories, their eyes shining, talking about their profession, the way they approach life. Amazing. Thanks again for your time. Thanks for being so
Awesome. Thank
kind.
you so much. Appreciate it.
And before you go, if you can share a positive message or anything that you live by.
Ooh, yeah, I mean, it kind of goes back to what I touched on earlier. I mean, the one thing we don't have enough of is time. And I think it's
Mhm.
important that we share it positively before we lead with hate, because I know
Yeah,
there's a lot of hate in the world at times and frustration. I think it's important that we take a moment and realize, are we using our time properly? Are we doing the right thing for planet Earth? Are before we make those decisions. And I mean, I'm not perfect. I'm far from it. So I think it's important that we learn from that and we move forward, but as a collective, because we're sharing this world. and it's not going to be a better place if we're not sharing in that together. So I think that's the big piece. And on a side note, jokingly but not jokingly, go watch movies.
Yeah,
I think we need it in our life, and
the
I
therapy.
think it's
For me, it's a therapy. It's a therapy every day.
right.
What
It is, and
I
go
got.
laugh, go cry, go get frustrated, go get scared. I think
Yeah,
all of it's important as it's contained in a movie theater, and do it with other people. I think it's important that we have that collective continue. I see the world going away from people going to movie theaters because you can just watch everything at home now. But I think it's
yeah,
a different experience when you're sharing it with strangers and, being in a room with people that are all laughing at the same time and all
love it.
scared at the same time. I think that's something we need.
Totally
Yeah,
amazing.
thank you, William. I appreciate it. It was nice
Regards to your
meeting you.
wife, regards to your son, to your friends and family, and keep in touch. It was a pleasure having you on the show. Okay, enjoy your day.
For sure. Thank
Take
you.
care. Bye bye. Take care.
Bye.
So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first, subscribe to our channel, and after that, just go to our website, www.williamandthemagicbox.com, and send us a request saying why would you like to be part of the show. And I see you there. Bye bye. See you next time.